Okay, trying something else out, new. Well, okay, this is the new, I have not had this item before. So it's KitKat Colliders dessert. So twisted vanilla flavored dessert with KitKat crumbles. So I've not had this. Expiration date is 7 September 2023, so we're good. You can see it if you want. And our best when used by date shown. So best when used by. And so I got 2 desserts, and I'll eat both. As follow up to my savory eats at Spud Fish and Chips in Edmonds at the Edmonds near the Edmonds ferry terminal yesterday. My parents were okay. I talked to my parents. I got home and I told my parents I paid with their own card, and they were like, "Oh, it's okay. We'll cover it." So, yeah, it's still good. And I'll link to that video in the video description. So here's our 2 colliders. Oh, and look at, they even have on both. They have the best by date on here. The individual containers as well. So that's my follow-up to yesterday. And I told them that I went and I showed them pictures, the pictures I took and stuff. So my parents were in the loop, so they weren't like, why is there a charge on the card? You know? Okay. So here's the dessert. It was in the grocery store, so it was $2.99 from the QFC on Edmonds Way in Edmonds, and it was in with the like yogurt, individual yogurts, and tubs of yogurts. Oh, it landed in there. It's okay. It tastes kind of like a custard. It's sweet. This is a flip it thing. So like, I think you take this off. Oh, is it like a take it off? This is different. And I guess you can put this back on the top of it if you wanted to. Or like do that. And it ends up being, you could save it if you didn't eat all of it, I guess. Or I could save it if I didn't eat all of it. And so now it looks like that. Any follow-up to this morning's, with my critter mealtime, when I talked about if a nation has been banned by a sporting governing body, then banning all results hosted in that country as like collateral damage and restorative justice kind of thing. So that would include some of the ones that would affect like the Olympic Games, International Olympic Committee, so like FINA, World Aquatics, is a governing body that acts through the International Olympic Committee or in collaboration with. So like some of the countries that would actually affect would be, so like medals would be stripped from competitions in Italy, Germany, Japan, Russia, Belarus. All of those have been banned by those organizations at some point in time. So it tastes like a dessert. They did a good job, so I stirred it up a little. There's a good amount of topping to like custard goo, custardy, yogurty, yogurt, custard. I don't know what it is. It's a dessert. And the person who came up with that idea, I want to say it was Alex Robson. One of my classmates at the University of California, Berkeley. The restorative justice thing. I'm not sure. We all talked about it, but I think it was his. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was his idea. Or Ewan Park. Or Luke Fairchild. Or Alison Sherrard. Or Charnander. Alex Charn. This is very good. I'm going to eat both of them. The KitKat chunks that I tasted in this one were heavier on the chocolate than the nougat. Or is it a nougat or a wafer in a KitKat? What do we call it? I think it's a wafer. There was stacked wafers. So you can see, this one looks a little bit like that too. Or, so like, in a KitKat, volume-wise, is it mostly chocolate or is it mostly wafer? I'm ready. This again. And then thinking about Lucky Wallaby Courier, what would be another position, hiring position, or people we'd like to hire? John Cannell on the human migration via waterways. That'd be a good project for him and whatever team he wants. And John Cannell is a YouTuber. And then, so if he wants that job, you know, and well, Lucky Wallaby Courier exists, and there's a means, and, you know, that kind of stuff. There's one. And then the other one is Eugene of the Try Guys, putting him in charge of a project on the land of Asia, which is what, home to over 3 billion people or something like that. One person in charge of it all. And he can choose to rule it like a dictator and do it all himself, or he can have a group and helpers. As we should. And he gets to choose. I did it worse this time. Okay. First time's the charm. He gets to choose on whether Russia counts as part of Asia or not. Remember, Russia has a lot of natural diamonds, but Russian natural diamonds should not result in Asia natural diamonds being skipped over. If Eugene chooses to take the job, and if he chooses to put Russia in with Asia instead of Europe. As I'm announcing this Asia is being announced before Europe, so Asia gets first dibs on whether it gets Russia or not. So they share landmass, great natural resources, great peoples, and I would guess the Asians are more capable of being friendly with the Russians than the Europeans. Definitely the North Americans. All right, here we go. Number 2. So that's the Lucky Wallaby Courier update. It's getting richer. So each one of these has 220 calories. 11 grams of fat. And the labeling says 4% of daily calcium and 0% of daily iron. Extra calories on the Tanis diet with PMS modifications for the day. So eating both. This is a satisfying 440 calories. Tanis diet approved. Whew. Tanis site with PMS modifications approved. And any project leader for Lucky Wallaby Courier can choose to be a dictator at any point and be the only person working on their projects. I have 2 projects, and that's currently what I am for those projects, which are the long-term design of Lucky Wallaby headquarters and the volume on vandals. And vandals are people who have attacked Lucky Wallaby courier personnel and contributors to such a severe extent that they are banned from contributing to Lucky Wallaby Courier, banned from going physical, like banned from the headquarters, and banned from the like consuming Lucky Wallaby Courier stuff, be it videos or reading Lucky Wallaby Courier if it's severe enough, right? That's like the severest. There's different levels, but at the base level, they can't contribute and they cannot have an article, be it news or encyclopedia article, written about them because of how severely they've attacked. And so we document all that in the types of attack, and that's my project, is the volumes on vandals, as we call them. I will give this the 20 out of 10 after the first one, but it went down to like a 16 out of 10. I started to get overpowering on the second one. So 1 is a good treat, but it's satisfying as 2, especially for today on the Tanis side with PMS modifications. So happy sweet eats of KitKat Colliders desserts.